What's going on, beautiful people, beautiful souls? Welcome in and welcome back to Elevate TV, where we are transcending our minds and our lives to magnificence. I am your favorite host, Trinice Valentine, the reality disruptor. And this is the 9-month update. All right, I said I'm going to do quarterly updates for the year, my 360, not even my 360, because 360 you just turn it around right back where you started from, you feel me? So the year of my 180, reprogramming my life to creating and building the life that I truly desire, filled with freedom and structure at the same time, because life is a paradox. And lo and behold, that's literally what my sun, rising, moon astrology is. Like, it's literally, so I'm Sagittarius sun, of course, Capricorn moon, and Gemini rising. So I'm a natural born leader. I love to communicate, and there's this freedom aspect being a Sagittarius. I have a peripatetic soul. I love traveling, I love knowledge, I love philosophy. I love to gain that wisdom and ask questions and shit like that, you know what I mean? And at the same time, I need some type of structure. So it's just crazy to really put it all into perspective and really understand who the fuck I am based off of, like, getting to know myself. So these past 9 months have been so beautiful. At the same time, hard, because it's not easy rerouting your mind, your state of mind, and what you identify with, and letting go of the things that hold you back, the limiting beliefs, the identities, the situations, the past traumas. You really have to look at all of that stuff to really get to a life of freedom. It's not just like, oh, I want to quit my 9 to 5 and then, oh, I'm free. Like, really live a free life is to allow yourself to be free mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Like, it's not just saying it and quitting your job. Like, I feel like the people who do that ends up on the streets, homeless, doing drugs. But to actually be free, to live an abundant, peaceful, prosperous, happy, joyful, wealthy life, you gotta take a deep look at who you truly are. You have to go into the darkness of your soul. You know what I mean? You have to shine light on those parts of you that you try to suppress, the parts of you that you don't want to look at. You know what I mean? Especially if you want to be healthy, if you want to live a free life. If not, then, hey, more power to you on your journey. For some people, this is not a part of their journey just yet, but it is for me. I've known this since I was a little tyke of, the path that I'm meant to take, which is to uplift humanity, uplift the collective while uplifting myself. You know what I mean? Walking in my power and empowering other people to walk in their power. You know what I mean? Our self-governed power. So I'm in school for account management because I know where I'm going. I know where my future is headed, and I want to manage my own money and possibly help other people manage their own money or manage other people's money. But I just know I've heard so many stories about people getting ganked and people dying over trying to sue the people who wronged them. Like, that ain't where it's at for me. So I'm in school. This would be my second year starting this end of September. And I recently have created a challenge. a 66-day challenge for myself, and then after the 66 days, there will be 66 days left in the year. So I'm going to create a challenge for my supporters and whoever wants to go along with this challenge to actually reprogram your reality. Reprogram your reality and build the life that you truly want to live, and start to identify with the best version of you. You know, coming from love, of course, not from the ego trying to show somebody up and prove somebody wrong. No, coming from love and really walking in your true power, your true essence, your divine essence. You know what I mean? So it has been, what, let me see. Today would be day 10, right? So it has been 10 days since I figured out this challenge. And oddly enough, when I realized I wanted to challenge myself, there was literally 132 days left in the year. So I'm like, no, I don't want to do 90 days. What's half of 132? 66. And lo and behold, 66 is the number that neuroscience says is a strong habit formation window. Like literally, these number of days is what creates real change, creates new habits, and rewires our mind neurologically. I'm not even gonna lie, I paused the video and went to go smash on some crab legs, so I don't even know where I stopped at. But basically, y'all, I've had ups and downs in this past week or so. I have really been honing in on really shifting my life, because like I said in the earlier videos, I'm done with being in the state of mind of struggle and lack, and being so caught up in the 3D reality of what seems to be real and the societal homogenistic ways. You know, it doesn't cut for me. It doesn't go well with where I'm going in my life and who I actually am, who I know myself to be. So I have gotten back into the NLP that I was doing way back when, never even talked about it, but I am doing my neuro-linguistic programming certificate again because I never finished it, and it is actually helping me with the process of reprogramming my mind and my life. So in that sense, you know what I mean? Because the neuro, it's our nervous system, you know, our senses. Our senses are sight, hearing, touch, smell, taste, you know what I mean? And our senses is how we make sense of the world. So as I'm continuing to read on to this and study up on this, and as far as the linguistic, it's the 6 things that we do that are inside of our minds, which is we have pictures, we hear sounds, we feel, you know, like sensations, and we taste, smell, and then we have words, we self-talk, and these 6 things filters and alters our internal representation, you know, who we believe ourselves to be, what we feel like our identity is based off of these 6 things. It's also a major filter for understanding the world. And then we have the programming, you know, what we have been programmed since birth, from, you know, experiences, strategies, and how we specifically do things, and the way our mind runs on automatic behavior. So with this concept of NLP, you basically understand and have the knowledge to actually take back control over your life, over, you know, how you think and how you feel, and which the actions that you take on a much easier scale rather than like forcing. You know what I mean? You begin to take back control over your mind and have it operate in a way that gives you more of what you want in your life. And in doing so, it enables you to assist other people to do this as well. So yeah, I would go deeper into this NLP thing once I'm done, and more specifically when I create the challenge, because it has a lot to do with what I'm doing for these 66 days, and I've already implemented it in a couple days already, as well as the hierarchy of change. You know, let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, that took much longer than I expected. So, the hierarchy of change. Basically, if you think about it, how we have been taught, right? We have been taught, and hopefully you can see this. Yeah, let me do it in black. First of all, we have been taught that life is linear, which is a complete lie, because everything all exists at once. I mean, think about it. You even thinking of someone, they end up calling you or texting you or something. Like, clearly life is not linear, because how in the hell did they get that inkling to contact you? It's not all about just time and time going forward, moving forward. Bro, how do you think we can have emotions stuck in the past? Okay, so that just proves that so much of what we have been taught is a fucking lie right there. So we have been taught that, like, okay, this is the hierarchy of change. So we have been taught that, most importantly, our environment and the results we get is most important. Like, that is literally only on a conscious level, right? Let me turn this light on, because there's a glare and I don't like it. Okay, so we have been taught that our environment is most importantly. We think that change is more so on the outside world, and our actions is the key to change that, right? That's what we have been taught. And then next is our behaviors. So based off of our behaviors is what creates the results. No. And then capabilities. We do what we are capable of, right? What we think we're capable of based off of how we think and believe, right? And then it's our values and our beliefs. Mind you, they're saying that this is most important. This is what creates change. And then it goes up to the least important, right? That's what they're saying. And then it goes your identity. Basically, your internal representation. And then it goes your spirit. But that is a lie. It's really like this: spirit, identity. values, capabilities, behavior, then the environment. That's really how it should be. Our spirit is most important, and our identity is the second important, because our spirit is what guides us. Our identity and what we identify with, who we believe ourselves to be, right, is what it is what determines how we act in this world, how we behave in this world. You know what I mean? What we our internal representation guides us into the actions that we take. So that's really way more important than any environment, any behavior. You know what I mean? Because our identity, what we identify with, determines the behavior that we have and the decisions that we make. And then, based off of our identity and the behavior and the actions that we take, it creates our environment. It gives us the results. But that's up here. That's the least of our worries. The environment is the least of our worries. We need to start with our spirit and our what we identify with. You know what I mean? And because it's the most impactful change, it's the most impactful way to create change. You know. So this is the way to fulfill our highest purpose, and I'm honing in on that more and more. Like I said, I've been on this spiritual journey, on this spiritual path for about 4 or 5 years now. And I'm to the point where I know that it's not just about me gaining the knowledge. It's about me implementing and embodying this shit and really accepting who the fuck I am as a sovereign leader, you know what I mean? And really seeing myself as such. And no matter what anybody thinks or may not think, I gotta remain in my knowing 10 toes in who the fuck I am. So that's what these 66 days is about, and pretty much what the rest of this year is about, and so forth. So stay tuned for the update on once I'm done with my 66-day challenge, which will be on October 27th. And then that will be the day that I create the challenge for the world, for the supporters, for whoever wants to go along with the next 66-day challenge up into January 1st, December 31st. Yeah, you're going to change your life, because this is changing my life. Bro, I'm walking more in my power than I ever have, okay? Just within these few days. I'm saying this as like realizing that freedom comes with really accepting who you are. Freedom comes when you start to actually love the body that you're in, the mind that you're in, knowing your mind, your body, your soul. You know what I mean? Not just wanting to be free. You can say you want something all day, but you have to actually embody it. And when you say you want to be free, bro, that means letting go of the baggage to allow yourself to actually be free, to allow yourself to actually soar, fly. You can't fly with all that baggage. You know, and I'm realizing that. I have realized that, and I've accepted that, and I'm putting myself out there. I'm putting my business out there. I'm putting the word out there more and more, and walking more in my power, being more on the frequency of my high vibrational self. And it's only getting better. So yeah, much love to y'all. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure that you support the channel. Make sure you share this episode and any other episode that you vibe with to someone who can get some value from it. You know, write in the comments 66 if you are down with this challenge. And let me tell you, the number 666 is not as bad as some people may think, okay? It's really a number of letting you know that how you are thinking needs to change. Something needs to change. How you are thinking is not on the right vibration. So this 66 is just right for us to change, right? For us to shift and reprogram and to build the life that we truly fucking want for ourselves. All right, so much love to y'all. I'm going to continue to edit my other video, and I'll make sure I post this as soon as I can. Happiness, peace, and love to you.